is recognized by conventional systems.
Okay.
Yeah.
Religion doesn't matter here.
Well, it is of course for a Muslim religion matters most. Like I said, the fundamental principle behind it is to ensure that whatever dalacy, whatever butu that you earn is lawful, and you get rewarded for it, because it's a type of how to call it, it's a type of work that you're doing to earn your living, to take care of yourself and your family. And it's just like an ibadah, you are rewarded. But again, if things go wrong, that is why if things go wrong, the person will be penalized unless Allah forgives. So for a Muslim, and of course even for any other believer, the teachings of religions when it comes to social relations, very important. Very important. Yeah.
Okay. Now we move to the object of sale.
Yeah.
Can you dilate on that a bit?
Yes. Object of sale now is what is being sold, or what you are buying. A book, a watch, a vehicle, a house, whatever, a subject of sale. First of all, it must be, the fuqaha of Islam, they use the terminology, tahir, means clean, you understand, or pure, from filth. You understand? There are things that are prohibited. Take, for instance, alcohol or wine drinking. Also, with alcohol is prohibited.
Cigarette.
Cigarette is prohibited, or cigarette, there are differences. But there are others that the ruling is definitive. Alcohol is definitely prohibited. For Muslims, pork is definitely prohibited.
Why is alcohol prohibited?
إنما الخمر والميسير والأنساب والأزلام رجل من عمل الشيطان فاجتنبوه. I'm asking for the layman. Yeah. I understand. It's a definitive ruling of Shaitan. It's a definitive ruling of Sharia that in addition, apart from the health implication, it has serious health implications. And this is another wide area. But let me quickly explain this, Abu Bakr. You know that in Islam, there's what we call the maqasid al-Sharia, the objectives of Islamic law, the basic principles for the achievement of which, or implementation of which, Sharia was revealed. One of them is protection of life. And that is why the human being does not have authority, does not have power to destroy life, even his own life. Nobody can destroy his own life, let alone somebody else's life. And
so it means those who commit suicide...
Oh, yes. If they are not forgiven, they may go to hell. Because you don't simply as a human being, you don't have power to destroy life, except in accordance.
If you go to the Arab world,
yes,
people say Allah Akbar and explode themselves, yes, doctor. Wow. In mosques,
and after all,
in churches,
what is the difference
in other places?
What is the difference between those and here in the Gambia? They are human beings. They claim to be Muslims, but
yeah, but these are people we see. These are people we see will say Allah Akbar.
Yes.
And explode.
And the Allah Akbar is empty, it's useless, it has got no effect at all.
No effect.
Suicide is prohibited, definitively prohibited. So you understand? And because protection of life is a fundamental principle of Islamic law, anything that destroys life becomes definitively prohibited. So that is why those things that we consume, and they create serious health implications for us, which would lead to life destruction. They're prohibited. That is why alcohol is prohibited. And Al-Quran says it's part of what Shaitan does. And you see what happens when people take it and they are off. They can do anything.
Yeah.
You understand? So because they are prohibited, they cannot be object of sale. And therefore...
Sometimes I say this. Alcohol is destructive. Yeah. Just like any other thing.
Yeah.
And still it is allowed in the country.
Yeah.
What is your opinion?
Well, I think,
when cannabis, yeah, which does even a lesser harm,
yeah,
is prohibited.
Yeah, I think you're right. You're raising a very important issue. I think we need to go back to the drawing table and address these important social issues or economic issues. Although I do know that the financial aspect of it is very important. Maybe it brings a lot of money. And we forget about bringing alcohol into the country. There are people, Muslims who call themselves Muslim, They engage in alcohol business. But what the beauty about Islam is not from Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Islam is from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. The rulings of Sharia are not from Muhammad. They are not his making. He only explained as revealed to him by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. The sunnah of the Prophet of Islam sallallahu alaihi wasallam constitute his explanations, his teachings of the fundamental principles of Islam initiated in the Holy Quran. So whatever Allah, how do you call it, pronounces upon as haram is haram. You cannot change it. Whatever Islam says is halal, you cannot change it. Unless the law itself provides circumstances where a halal can be turned to haram or haram can be turned to halal. And like the Al-Quran al-Karim makes it very clear, مَا كَانَ لِمُؤْمِنٍ وَلَا مُؤْمِنَةٍ إِذَا قَضَى اللَّهُ وَرَسُولُهُ أَنْ يَكُونَ لَهُمْ خِيرَةٌ مِنْ أَمْرِهِمْ إِذَا قَضَى اللَّهُ وَرَسُولُهُ أَمْرًا أَنْ يَكُونَ لَهُمْ خِيرَةٌ مِنْ أَمْرِهِمْ. I'm a good Muslim, whether a man or a female. Once Allah gives his verdict, you have no choice but to follow. Otherwise, you go back to yourself and ask whether you are a good Muslim or no. So forget about alcohol being, brought into the country, manufactured. There are Muslims who engage in the daily business. But whatever the case is prohibited. And then people sometimes probably misunderstand one, social, if I may call it a social concept of the modern time. That's what they call secularism. You hear people calling themselves that they are secular. But they don't understand though. Because as far as I am concerned, and what I have seen in the sources of Islam, particularly those that are written by Muslim scientific philosophers, there is no secular in this country. Because secularism means, and they will tell you, because, this is haram, but we are a secular nation. We are a secular state. I am saying that Gambia is not a secular state. Gambia is a deeply religious community, whether they are Muslims or Christians. Secularism simply means you become secular only, as far as we are concerned. You become secular when religion stops to influence your mind and your language. If religion no more influences your mind, no more influences your language, then you are secular. Tell me in this country.
No.
Whose mind is not influenced by religion?
Everybody says Assalamu alaikum.
Good. And whose language is not influenced by religion?
Everyone.
Yet we call ourselves, I'm a secular. You are not a secular. You are maybe a confused Muslim or confused Christian or confused somebody. We have serious crisis in the way that we understand religion. And there's a very interesting book by one of the leading thinkers in the Islamic world, known by Professor Sayyid Muhammad Naqib al-Attas. He's a Malaysian thinker, one of the leading philosophers in the Islamic world today, Islam and secularism. There's another book also, Islam, the Concept of Religion, and the Foundation of Ethics and Morality. These are interesting books. And the concept of secularism, and he is not only writing from his own one, he is quoting leading thinkers, philosophers in the West, you understand, the so-called capitalist West, to make it very clear that many people call themselves secular and secular. So I think the problems are many. Why we as a Muslim nation allow alcohol to dominate our market, why Muslims go and, open shops selling alcohol openly, why Muslims go and drink alcohol? What's the worst thing? And somebody will just try to justify by saying that, oh, we are now in the
21st century.
Yes, or we are in Senegal, we are in the television, we are in the university. Don't bring Islam here. Islamic talk, go to the mosque. Or go to the church if you want to talk about religion. They don't understand. Religion for us is a way of life. The devotional aspect, when you go to the mosque, that is the devotional aspect. But when you're working in the office, like suppose in your office as an accountant, you are entrusted with so many things, including large sums of money. Islam says that protect money. It's your religious responsibility to make sure that the responsibility entrusted in your hands is safe.
And don't run away with it.
No, at all. Any single boot that you misuse, you are going to be held accountable for in the hereafter.
People say this, sometimes you hear it in the streets, the boys will say, they said, if you steal an individual's money, you'll be sinful. But if you steal the whole nation's money, you are not sinful. That's wrong. In fact, I said to myself, stealing
the whole nation money is serious. It's in fact more serious because it's abuse of trust too. In addition to taking something that doesn't belong to you. You understand? Or in addition to using haram money, it's abuse of trust. Because the society's money only comes to you or under your possession as a result of a trust.
Yeah.
So if you steal, you're breaching the trust. Serious.